Welcome to Homeopathic Services. My name is Pierre Fontaine. I've been a professional homeopath for nearly 30 years. And for that 30 years, I have completely dedicated myself and the practice to the treatment of autism, to understanding autism. And today, while I was writing my third book, The Language of Autism, I was looking at therapies, and I came through so many: motor cognition therapy, motor planning therapy, empathy cognition therapy, and that breaks down into empathy cognition deficit therapy, empathy cognition abundance therapy, empathy disequilibrium therapy. There was also joint attention therapy, nutritional therapy, parasite therapy, detox therapy, chelation therapy, gene therapy, stem cell therapy, ABA therapy that we know, physical therapy, play-based therapy, music therapy, equestrian therapy, and it goes on. Relationship development intervention therapy, occupational therapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, sensory integration therapy, magnet therapy, TMS, I don't know, and of course medication therapy. And this is what I think. All these are pieces. It is like the emblem or the symbol of autism represented by a puzzle. That's what this is. The puzzle represents astonishment in front of this condition. But how do we deal with all of these pieces in one individual? The puzzle represents the piecemeal approach that we see with all these therapies to autism. It's a piecemeal approach, and it fixes this part and then this part and then the other. And today I want to say we are past the puzzle. Okay? We're past the puzzle. What needs to be treated? What needs to be done in order to heal autism? You see, reversing autism means, very simply, this is rock bottom, acquiring conceptual ability. That, you heard it first here. That is the great thing about total dedication to autism at Homeopathic Services. I'm sorry for the plug, but dedication allows for insights to come through. And what I call conceptual ability or interstitial space is the absence of conceptual ability is the reason why kids like the alphabet. Some can even read, but they can't relate the story. The alphabet and the words are only things. The same stands true with numbers. You see, conceptual ability, or paradoxically thinking, conceptual thinking is what gives meaning to everything and automatically connects the dot. And as a homeopath, my guiding light is the life itself. So this is how you translate when conceptual ability returns. A 7-year-old child who never dressed himself, the parents always had to do it. Now, he wants to dress himself. Not only that, now he wants to brush his teeth. He wants to peel his own orange, pour himself a glass of water. He does not need to ask. This resembles a case that I've mentioned before. It is not the same. He can now refer to himself, whereas he could not before. The idea of pronoun or the idea of self was not there. And he remembers now the names of other kids. So he has a reference for himself, as himself, and he remembers now the name of the kids, and he's verbalizing the name of the kids. So what he says now, which is still a little which is still little, actually makes sense and is on point. And his handwriting has suddenly changed. I will do a video, only a clip, only on handwriting. Handwriting tells everything. It tells so much of where a child is on the spectrum. It is my go-to now. I see videos. I like to have videos, very short videos. But the handwriting is key, absolutely key. It tells so much. And the point in this case here is that the return of conceptual thinking is global. It's not piecemeal as these therapies imply, yeah? And for certain, that kid will not be on the spectrum for very long, or much longer. Conceptual ability or interstitial space is the clue that we take for granted. It is perhaps ethereal, I don't know, but I am not so sure we'll find a molecule for it. It is like love, you know? And what I do know is that it can be restored in every individual on the spectrum precisely with a homeopathic remedy. I have said that before, of course, but the difference today is that understanding of what needs to be healed. So it is much less haphazard today than it used to be. Interstitial space is it. The point is knowing what to heal will make restoring function much better. Interstitial space, conceptual ability is rock bottom. Once we know exactly, then it is possible to do something about it. You see, without knocking any therapy, it seems to me they hope that they will somehow help, rather than knowing exactly what to do to restore function. That is a very, very, very big difference. The absence of conceptual thinking is the essence of autism. And the precise individual symptomatology is how this absence expresses itself. It is very much a language that must be deciphered, the autism symptomatology. Much like when we look at Egyptian hieroglyphs, we have no idea what they mean, but they do say something. As a homeopath for the last 30 years, I have learned to decipher that symptomatology. This is why I titled my third book, The Language of Autism, you see. The very absence, the very symptomatology of autism is the key. The understanding of that symptomatology is the key to restoring function. Well, I hope to see you soon. Hope has never been, in my view, bigger or better. And thank you for listening. Bye-bye.